going to take it with you? I think it would be helpful because if they do any filming of you, especially if it's a V1 application, then you can actually send me the video and I can review it. But also you could show them what we're actually working on too. Okay, so we're on live. Alright, so you play with a little bit of a stronger grip, meaning your left hand is more this way, and your right hand is perfect though for that left hand grip, because your trigger finger, which is this finger of your right hand, is behind the shaft. As long as you don't get that finger underneath the shaft, you're okay. I'm not going to change that, and I hope they don't either, so if you want to share this video with them, I'm totally okay. Alright, so then we talked about your ball position, and I've always tried to make sure that the ball's somewhere close to your left ear on most of your iron shots. Obviously, with your more lofty club, it's going to be slightly more back, and your less lofty club is going to be slightly more forward. Don't ever want any of your full swing shots for the ball to be behind center. We've got to get you behind the ball. Okay? So good there. Aim just parallel. I really want you to pretty much be neutral, and you are. So that's good. Posture, you're tall, so let me put you in the box right here just to see where your balance is. Some players that are tall play with more knee flex. Some players play with less. I'm one of those that's kind of a happy medium, that you don't get too stiff-legged and then you don't get too bent. I think you need to be slightly more bent in your knees. I'd like to see the front of your knee, of your right knee, more at the ball of your foot. So slightly more knee bend there. But spine angle looks great. Balance points look good. Slightly more knee flex. So really the only thing we talked about in this video is just your knee flex. Everything else is done. Okay? Alright, now let's do path. Path and face here both. So I use the elbow plane, which is a happy medium between the original shaft plane and the shoulder plane. And I think most teachers do. So anything that comes in over that middle line is going to be slightly above the plane. Anything underneath that line is slightly below it. Now when you first started, you remember you were much over that plane. Your hands and your club was over that middle line. You're actually on your shoulders, swinging left. Right? So we've worked really hard on trying to get your club to swing forearm plane. So my gut tells me that, being the student that I know that you are, that you overtrain sometimes. Take that as a compliment. That your swing now has gotten flatter and more inside, which is acceptable. I would much rather be more inside than over plane. Okay? So that's one reason that you block the ball to the right. So when the club is halfway down or parallel to the rim, you can tell that your swing path is somewhere out in there. That's where the butt end of the club is pointed. If I took these lines off, you can see here's your toe line and here's your shaft line. So you're slightly inside. Good news is your club face is great. Perfectly straight up and down. Love that. Alright, so now let's look at where you are halfway down over here. We just want to see what your angle of attack is. Let's see your halfway down there. Let's keep going. So your angle of attack is good. The handle's forward. So the key to keeping the club face on the plane, on the arc, whatever you want to call it, square along, so you don't use your hands too much and feel that you're still a little when you see an impact. See how much the face rotated there. Is you try to make sure that you keep your hips, your chest, and your arms rotating there. So feel pretty good. The only thing biomechanically that I would love to see in your swing to get better is two things. One is your path back. Right, so here's your spine angle. So let's look at the path of the club when it goes back. I think that that's contributing to your club getting too inside, coming down, you're too inside, going back. We'd really like to see that club a little bit more up and in front of you there. So the butt end of the club is not pointed outside the ball there. And I bet if they're good teachers, they're going to try to get you to get the club to swing more up plane. So the butt end of the club is pointing more at the ball, so it would stay on the plane longer. Does that make sense? Right. The second thing is your spine angle. Just like your spine. It's not terrible at that position. And now what? The tendency is, instead of using your lower body, you end up diving at it with your shoulders and your chest. You know, really like you to stay taller there. That's why sometimes you dump it. Sometimes you throw the head of the ball and when you hit fast or even sometimes good, but you get a little bit too down. That makes sense. And we want the handle forward, but we want to make sure that your divot patterns are not too down. That causes more spin as well. So I would say the only two things that I want you to really focus on is half going back and maintaining your spine coming down. Don't change anything else. I think that's enough for you to focus on. You hitting it solid is the most important thing. Hitting it straighter is going to be half, and making better solid contact is going to be spine angle. Okay? If you want to share this, you're certainly welcome to do that. But I'm going to fill out some sheets for you before you leave. You're leaving.